I think it's really weird that I actually have to come on and like say this, but I saw this article that's all like, oh, the Little Mermaid is not doing well in Asia because they can't stand to see a black Ariel. And like, this should not be surprising to anyone. Like, the Little Mermaid film with a black Ariel was not made for pale Asians. It just wasn't. It wasn't made for them. Like, all Disney princesses are not for everybody. Like, for me growing up watching Aladdin, I thought it was great, but like, I looked at Princess Jasmine and like, that movie was not made for me, right? Like, so I could like empathize with the story. There was all these parts of the movie that like, yeah, I just, that definitely was not my favorite Disney princess. Like, all the Disney princesses are not for everyone. You're not going to identify with all of them. And so if Asian girls cannot identify with a black princess or a black mermaid or whatever, I think that's good. I think that's okay. I think we need to start recognizing, acknowledging, and celebrating our differences. The Little Mermaid, in terms of representation being black, is for little black girls. It's like, y'all just refuse to like let little black girls have things. Little Asian girls have things already. But like, the thing that's weird too is like there's Asia, China, Japan, they have their own things, right? They have their own cinema, they have their own movies, they have their own culture. I also think it is kind of strange to have these like BTS and Blackpink being pushed to like American youth in all these ways where everyone's talking about like Jennie, like, I'm sorry, but like, no, but I don't care what Jennie does or doesn't do. I like Blackpink as a group, but they're one group. Like, and like, I mean, if I was a little kid, if I was a little black girl, I certainly wouldn't be like idolizing any member of Blackpink. Like, I am not a pale Asian girl, so it's not really giving from, like, I think they're nice. I think they're like, fashionable. I think they're pretty, all of those things, but like, I don't want to be them. I don't want to be like them. I don't idolize them. Like, I'm not going to any concerts either. Like, but I think that the music videos are good. I think that like, the music is very poppy. Everyone has to have their own things, and everything is not for everyone. Like, some things that are for me are not for you. Some things that are for you are not for me. Like, we all don't have to want the same things. Like, this is what I mean when I really try to speak loudly and say, like, we are all not living in the same world. And maybe we all should not aim to live in the same country. Like, I think America should be for Taylor Swift fans and, like, little white girls. I think that Ethiopia should be for little brown girls who are like me. I think that China should be for like Chinese pale people. I think that Korea, you know what I'm saying? Like, Italy for Italians. Rome for Romanians. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody should have their space on Earth. India for Indians. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody should have their shit. Africa for black people. It's like, it's okay if you're like, oh, I'm Asian, I hate the Black Panther, oh, I'm Asian, I hate Beyonce. Like, that's great. That's good. Like, you don't have to go to the Renaissance tour. You don't have to watch The Little Mermaid. I just want to come on and like really say that, and that's not even in some way where I'm like degrading another group. I'm literally just saying, like, The Little Mermaid is not for Asian girls. Like, it's just not. Just like, whatever, I saw a couple movies with like these like Asian characters and they were telling like Asian American stories or something. Like, that's not for me. That little show that's like All the Boys I've Ever Kissed, that show is not for me, right? Like, all the Asian shows that come out, not for me. I haven't even seen Crazy Rich Asians. I haven't actually seen the movie, and I probably won't watch it. Like, it's not because I hate Asian people or anything. It's just like, that was not telling a story I identify with or will ever identify with. So I just want to like come on and say that and put like real words to, like, because me seeing the article was a little strange. Because I think like people were thinking of that as like a failure, and it isn't a failure. Like, the Little Mermaid movie and its representation did exactly what it was supposed to do, and I think maybe even more. Like, it probably did more than what it was supposed to do. It's one film, right? Like one thing. Like, black people are just not a majority of the population in America. We're only 13% of the population, very small percentage. Little black girls deserve to have one thing, okay? They can go watch, they can have a good memory about. Let that be it. That's the thing.